I'm just digging it.
Let's just got Jay's approval on the intro music there. Finally.
I'm digging it, baby.
Cool. Well, first period here tied one apiece right now. These teams are both pretty evenly matched, at least according to the standings. Like they're both fourth place in their division. In fact, the Sarnia Sting are just a smidgen ahead in points right there, but
enough to be optimistic.
Well, it's not showing.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the first goal in there, Bill Manis, who we've been talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
Keeps showing up, and
he certainly does.
He keeps raising the bar for this team, quite honestly.
Yep, like it.
Come on, let's go.
Like it. And we're in there with like dirty shirts for sure. But, defensive breakdowns.
Well, here we go, right?
I'm sorry. You know what? As far as I'm concerned,
You're
Dave,
not sorry.
that's honestly, that's the key, I think, right now.
The defense?
I don't know what it is. Sarnia just seems to just chew up defenses and like the guys are just out of position and stuff. Like, okay, so here's the example, right?
Okay.
We pick up the puck in our end, and Ryan Mask carries it down.
Yeah.
Comes around this side, dips in behind the net, right? Cruises up without the puck, up the side. He's cutting across to get back into his position. And by the time he gets there, they've already blown past the blue line.
Right.
What are you doing that for?
Well, and I've also seen some bad passing happening out there.
Yep, there's certainly some of that.
We had a couple of bad, like, just wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. Like we're passing the puck and it's bouncing off the opponent's skate or something. But those are factors that you have to consider when you're getting ready to pass that puck.
Yep.
You don't just need to know where their team is. You need to know where your team is.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to either put it on the stick or put it where they're about to be if they're in motion.
Yeah.
And I think that,
Would you?
But bottom line for me is that defensive breakdown. It's costing us goals.
Yeah.
And it's keeping play in our end.
Would you agree that we're staying on the puck a little more than we were like yesterday? Not as much as this just.
Yeah, I think
feel like we're
that
on
first
top of the
period
puck
I think was good. I don't think the pace was as high as I'd like it
No,
to
it needs
be.
to be faster.
It needs to pick up a little bit. The truth is that Niagara comes here with a bit of a short bench, which means, there's an opportunity for us, right? We pick up the play. They got a few less players than they'd like to be here with.
Yep.
And, you're going to tire out the players that are there. And that's a good thing for us.
Right.
Again, it's playing for those opportunities. But, we certainly didn't push the pace too much in that one. We just seemed, like we're on a penalty or on a power play, and they fire the puck back up this way, and we're coasting to pick up the puck in our own zone to bring it back with 30 seconds left in the power play. I'm like, that's 30 seconds of a man advantage. What are you doing just coasting to get to the puck?
Every second counts in the power play.
Get down there, pick it up, bring it back.
They call it the power play for a reason, right?
Absolutely.
Big night for Nicholas Ruzicka in the starting things off as his first OHL appearance, and I think he's doing well for us in there right now.
I would agree with you, Dave.
Right?
I think
he stopped some hard shots.
Goaltending is not our issue.
No.
Defense is our issue. Because if we manage to cut even 25% of the shots on goal because we're stepping up our defense, that's 25% more of the time that we're playing in their end as opposed to ours, right? We're saving 25% of the shots on our goal, and I don't care who you are. If you're facing 25, if you're facing 10 less shots, that's one less goal.
Yeah.
At least, So I really think
do make a difference.
Yep.
We're not playing a lot. We're not seeing a lot of playing in the neutral zone like we did yesterday and previous games.
But somebody explained to me. This is one maybe you can ask in that post game thingy. You're asking for questions.
Yep.
There's a play that we use, and I've seen a lot of different teams use it, where they start bringing the puck out of our end, and then they pass it back.
Right. Why do we pass back?
Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Especially if the other team's already caught on that that's what we're doing.
Makes
right?
it easier for them to get in our way.
Because then our forwards are getting trapped in the neutral zone because they're going to come up to the blue line and have to stop. Right? That forward momentum to wait for someone else to bring the puck up again over some distance we've already covered.
Yeah.
You know, it's
What's
like
the
a
point in
trick
that?
play. Like,
Why do
you know what?
Why do you run it twice?
Well, exactly my point.
Why do you want to make the rink bigger?
100%.
Yeah. Okay, I hear you.
You know,
I mean,
if it's a trick play and we're just not doing it right, that's one thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
But
well,
if
we've
it's,
seen that where pass it back and he's over there, and then but I think when you're halfway across, I don't know much point in it. I could see you doing it down in their zone if you're trying to get away from the guy that's right in front of you because you can't. He's stopping you from moving forward, but you're keeping it in their zone, right?
Well, anything that stops our forward momentum, I think, is not necessarily a good thing.
Right. Okay, we go back to the defense now. Like, all right, so you say, well, our defense needs some work. What areas need to be worked? Is it a lineup change, or is it just a skill set change? What do you think?
Well, I think that. Okay, so let's bring this back. I mean, we brought in Josh Hoover, and one of the things that was said about Josh Hoover was that here's a guy who knows how to play his position.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's the core for me. You know, we need defensemen who are playing as good, strong defensemen.
Yeah.
It's not enough to put a 6'4" guy on our defense if he's letting guys blow past him, you know, at a ridiculous rate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need to be a skater, and you need to, you need to make sure you're stopping people before they're right on top of the net.
Yeah, you're not really there to score goals. You're there to defend.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can score
and get the puck forward for it.
Yeah, if you can score from the blue line into their goal, knock yourself out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take your cannon, fire it. I'm okay with that.
But other than that,
don't
get too far. Don't get too close.
Because what they're doing is you take the defenseman, you turn him into a forward. He's playing forward. Now you're going to take a forward who would normally be there, who is trained and experienced at that, and you're making him play defense.
Right.
Because you're not there as a defenseman.
Don't switch your roles in the middle of a play.
No.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and we see Hoover doing that still, don't we? He's still playing his role.
I agree, 100%.
So who's not?
Well, I think the two guys that I would like to see really improve in this area are Ryan Mast and Chandler Romeo.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and then that's also a dilemma with when you got big guys. Big guys do typically tend to be a little bit slower. Okay?
Yeah, they're a little more
but then
awkward.
use your size, you know, because if you're the size of these guys, and they're big boys, you know, and I think they're good hockey players, you know, overall. You got this big guy, you should be difficult to get around.
Right.
You know, and that's what I need to see
happen. So we just need a little more structure, and kind of like what we've been saying, let's get back to the fundamentals, the basics of what you're supposed to be doing. Play your role.
Absolutely.
And be where you're supposed to be, I guess, right?
Be where you're supposed to be.
We don't need any stars here.
Do your job. Do your job when you're on the ice.
Fair enough.
That's the ticket.
All right. Well, hopefully they're listening to you out there, Jay Peckham. We'll see what happens.
Apparently they were listening, and I'm hoping they're not going to meet me in the parking lot after, because
I know where you live.
I'm not ready for that.
All right. Well, it's one apiece right now for your Sarnia Sting. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's optimistic. It's one apiece for
One
your
apiece.
Sarnia Sting. Shots on goal, pretty well even. These teams are pretty well even, but I think you're right. I agree. When we need to pick up the pace out there. I expect to see a much faster second and third period.
I would hope so.
But
Yep.
this is where only time will tell, right?
Only time will tell.
We'll see coming up. All right. Of course, a reminder again: post-game press conference. You never know what's going to happen there, and you can ask your questions. And I will take the
Goofy
microphone.
trick play. Goofy trick play.
I don't know if
Had
I
enough.
can word it like that.
I'm had enough of that.
So a fan wants to know, what's the goofy trick play? They're going to look at me like a deer in headlights and go, what are you talking?
Are we just messing it up or what? I don't know.
Okay, we'll see what happens with your Sarnia Sting. We'll be back one more time before the post-game press conference with the Sarnia Sting live on the concourse at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. I'm David Burrows and Jay Peckham.
Go Sting, go!